what kind of re-examining do you think needs to be done regarding the Sabbath and the sanctuary? And then I have a more personal question. Why do you yourself identify still as a Seventh-day Adventist?
In your presentation, was it meant to benchmark? Was it meant for the Seventh-day Adventist Church to benchmark the Roman Catholic Church, or is it meant for us to borrow something which the Roman Catholic Church do, and then we can be able to borrow from them and then put into practice? And as you respond, please be keen, as you respond kindly, be keen on the focus of the Church of the Sabbath in relation to the sanctuary and the Sunday law. Thank you.
This video is going to be part 3. I've had the first presentation, the second video, and this is the third video. All right, so if you have not watched the previous videos that I made, you have them in the description of this video, or you can search them on my YouTube page, and you're going to find them all, friends. Now, after Dr. Bruinsma had presented or had given his full presentation, there were some audience that asked questions, and 2 of the questions actually were my favorites. And so we are going to look at these 2 questions and assess the answers that were given by the professors. So that is what we're going to do today. All right, so let's get into the first question and the answer that was given by the professor.
I'm directing my question to Dr. Valentine. You identified some of the unique features of Adventist anti-Catholicism as being based in Adventist teachings about the Sabbath and the sanctuary. And this may be too big of a question to ask you to address in any comprehensive form, and I'm not asking that. But just briefly, what kind of re-examining do you think needs to be done regarding the Sabbath and the sanctuary? And then I have a more personal question. Why do you yourself identify still as a Seventh-day Adventist?
Were you able to hear the question? It's difficult.
Yeah, if I understand you correctly, you're asking about those 2 doctrines that we've traditionally presented them within an anti-Catholic context. How could they be broader than that? Is that your question?
You have mentioned the need to re-examine them. I may have misunderstood you. You had mentioned the need to re-examine them. So I was just wondering how or what direction you think the church needs to go, and what is it about Adventism that keeps you in its boundaries?
Yeah, thank you for the question. My observations were actually directed at Dr. Bruinsma, because he identified Sabbath keeping and sanctuary as 2 distinctive features of Adventist anti-Catholicism, and that traditionally we had found a mandate to proclaim those truths within an anti-Catholic context. And I think he's suggesting that we actually need to proclaim those same 2 truths in a much broader, richer, more theologically rich way, rather than just saying the Catholics were wrong on that and the Catholics were wrong on this. Not disposing of them and not discarding them in any way, but rather looking for their deeper, richer meaning in our proclamation. And I'm thinking of Sabbath perhaps in the Roy Branson tradition, in the Harold Weiss tradition, looking at the Sabbath as a festival of redemption rather than it's this day rather than that day. That's undergirding it, but looking at those doctrines in a deeper and richer way. I don't know if that helps, but that's how I see what you're suggesting, Raina.
All right, that was the answer given to the question the beautiful woman asked. And I would rate the answer 4 out of 10. Yes, I would give him 4 out of 10 because, friends, I was not satisfied with the answer given by the professor. I don't know whether you were also satisfied. So let me know how you would rate him in the comments, right? Let me know your rates in the comment section. It looks like the professor ignored the second part of the question.
Why do you yourself identify still as a Seventh-day Adventist?
And was trying to kind of dodge, like he wasn't being direct to the question that was asked. Like, I don't know what he was trying to mean. So let's go on to the second question. The second question was asked by a gentleman, a black gentleman. And I loved his question because it was so deep. It was deep. So let's get to the second one. And first, listen to the question and also listen to the answer given by Dr. Brunsma. All right, let's get into it.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. I have 3 things. One, I want to appreciate the fact that the presentation have been made and the presenter has aired his own mind in relation to the freedom of conscience. That's beautiful. Number 2, I wanted to make a follow-up of what my sister asked right here, connected with what my elder, who have served over 50 years, quoting Ellen White in a quotation of 1860-something. In your presentation, do you suggest that we have an opportunity to negotiate about the Sabbath and the sanctuary, the 2 fundamental principal doctrines of the Seventh-day Adventist Church? Of course, there are others, including the state of the dead, but mainly those 2, which are focused on worship in relation to the Roman Catholic Church, who changed, 1, the Sabbath, number 2, the worship in the sanctuary in terms of the ministry or the priesthood ministry, and bringing it to the priestly ministry of the Roman Catholic Church. Do you think in your paper we need to renegotiate about that? Question 2, or in your presentation, was it meant to benchmark? Was it meant for the Seventh-day Adventist Church to benchmark the Roman Catholic Church, or is it meant for us to borrow something which the Roman Catholic Church do, and then we can be able to borrow from them and then put into practice? And as you respond, please be keen, as you respond kindly, be keen on the focus of the Church of the Sabbath in relation to the sanctuary and the Sunday law. Thank you.
Well, maybe just one point. It has been actually difficult to, the acoustics here at this place in the auditorium are not ideal, I can tell you. So it's difficult to follow all the comments and questions when you're sitting here. But let me just say that, sure, there are criticisms that we have of Catholicism, and the change of the Sabbath to the Sunday, although it is sometimes, the process is sometimes explained in a way that is more simple than it actually happened. There are many different factors that were part of that. But yes, the Catholic Church played a role in that we do not appreciate. But the discussion should not only be on whether we celebrate the Lord's Day on the 7th or on the first day. That is a valid point of discussion. But how do we actually celebrate the Sabbath? That is sometimes an issue that is snowed under because we are just emphasizing this time factor. And there, Catholics and Protestants can learn from each other and do not have to accuse each other about the mistakes that they have made in the past. So, yes, dialogue must go on. We have things that we do not agree with, but there are lots of things we do agree with, and that gives us the opportunity to dialogue.
Again, friends, I am not satisfied with this answer too. I am not satisfied at all with the answer given by Dr. Bruinsma. Like, if you would ask me to rate him using facial expression or gesture, like, I'm going to say, I didn't get the answer. Like, I was not satisfied. That is the truth that I'm saying. I was not satisfied at all, friends. I wasn't satisfied at all. And, what I want to say is that the SDA Church proclaims the truth as plainly written in the Word of God, in the Bible. So whether it is the truth about the Sabbath or the truth about the heavenly sanctuary or the investigative judgments, whether it is the truth about the state of the dead, whether it is the truth about Christian lifestyle, whatever truth that the Seventh-day Adventist Church proclaims, the church proclaims it as written in the Word of God. So I don't know how they want us to share the truth. So friends, I want to pause here because I think that is it all. Yes, that is all. But it is most important to let me also know what you think about what they said in response to the questions right in the comment section. Thanks for watching. My name is Lawrence and see you next time. God bless.